please take a moment to increase the brightness on your device for optimal viewing. Hey guys, welcome to the Sketchy Friendler, where every day, Monday through Friday, I tell you a story and I draw a picture to go along with it. Today, I want to talk to you about the time that my family went to Epcot and we saw taiko drummers, Japanese drummers. But before that, real quick, yes, I am drawing in blue pencil, and I will start using regular pencils very shortly, so please bear with me. And if this is too light for you, just crank up the brightness all the way up on your viewing device. And then last, if you're watching this on your cell phone and it's too small, just I recommend you turn your cell phone horizontal so that the image will fill up the screen and you can see it better. All right, without any further ado, let's do this. Okay, so last week, if you guys may or may not know, my wife and daughter and I went to Epcot because we live in the Orlando area, and my daughter homeschools, so we found there's a little curriculum that you can do where you go to Epcot and you have support materials, and you can go visit the different countries at Epcot, and then you learn stuff about the countries with the support material. At any rate, it was really fun. I mean, I have been to Epcot a couple of times, but we've never been to the part where there's the different countries. We just kind of mainly stayed on the other side. But this time was our first. We stayed at a hotel on site, even though we live close by, so that we can actually be kind of like a little mini vacation for us. And we saw a lot of different countries. I may or may not talk about some of those later this week. But one of the countries that's at Epcot that we went to or spent time at was Japan, which is cool because as some of you know, I am Japanese American. So my ancestry is from Japan. I've been there a number of times. And one of the things that, as a Japanese American, of course, we know the Japanese foods, but one of the things that a lot of the festivals, Japanese American festivals that we see are taiko drummers. It's a traditional instrument that's used in Japan. It was brought over, I think, in the 70s, maybe late 60s or 70s, and has spread across the country. And it's really, if you've heard it, it's awesome. It's just very loud, thunderous drumming, and the drummers really get into it. And so growing up, I mean, it was always something that I was really into. I never did it. I thought about it, but I just never had the time to, or I never made the time to do it. And also, it was where I grew up. Most of the taiko schools were in San Francisco, so it would be kind of a trek to go and take regular courses. So I never did it, but it's something that I definitely thought about, considered. My cousin actually did it for a while. She was really into it, and but yeah, I never got into it myself. If you hear it, you gotta. If you haven't heard taiko drumming, I definitely recommend you listen to it. Go on one of the video places like YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and type in taiko. That's Taiko, drumming. And yeah, it's really cool. But it was even cooler that that I was able to share it with my daughter and my wife. I don't know as if either of them have heard it. Maybe my wife has, but I know my daughter's never heard it before. So it was really cool to share that with them, part of my culture. And the whole thing about Epcot is it kind of gives you like a little sample of the countries that are there. So I think the main countries there are like France, Italy, Germany, like Norway, Japan, China, Canada, England, I think UK, and they've got smaller other countries, like smaller like little kiosks and areas, but those I think are the main ones. Forgive me if I forgot. Now I think there's Morocco, might be another one. But the Japan section was cool because in the Bay Area, there's you have access to a lot of Japanese like food and stuff like that. But out here in Florida, not so much. Definitely, I don't know of any Japanese markets. So we were able to go and see. There's like a shop. There's like big, kind of like a little gift place that we were able to get some snacks that I had been missing and hadn't had for a while. So that was nice. And they had some really cool exhibits there. There was like kind of like all the cute art in Japan that they have. And we picked up a lot of snacks from Japan, so I was happy about that. But the other cool thing about the drummers, the taiko drummers, was that this particular group that they had there were all women. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it's definitely, I see both men and women at all the different various taiko schools, taiko dojos, have both men and women, but this particular, at least the people that were there the day that we were there were all women. So that was really cool because it's a very fearsome kind of sounding thunderous drumming, and it requires a lot of strength. And I think like to see women up there like hammering away on these drums, it's pretty impressive because I mean I would assume, I'm pretty sure, like if you're not conditioned, if you just do it for a little while, your arms are just going to be dead tired. So it's kind of cool to see that anybody can do it. You just have to train at it. It's just like any kind of dancing or martial art or musical instrument. But if you have access to Epcot, they play like multiple times a day, and you can check them out. Or if you happen to be in any place. I know like lots of places in California on the West Coast have a lot of taiko schools. So like if you go to any kind of cherry blossom festivals or Japanese festivals, obon festivals, they usually will have at some point the taiko drummers playing, and I recommend go watching. And again, if you don't have access to go anywhere, look it up online. It's mesmerizing. It's just the awesome power behind the drumming is just blow you away. I think, I'd like to do it, but one thing that I've noticed as I've gotten older is I feel like I'm more fragile. Like if I exert myself even slightly, like something that I just barely even do, like I hurt myself or just sore for way longer. Like when I was young, I could do, anything and there would be no obvious repercussions. At least, maybe I'm paying for it now, but back then, I could go on long hikes, backpacking, go to the gym, and it just bounce back next day like nothing. Now, if I stay up late, I'm feeling it the next day, and I'm all messed up for a day or two. So I think I'm a little bit standoffish about picking up something like this just because I don't know if my body would forgive me. Maybe. I'm sure it's all about conditioning, but it would take a while. I don't know if I have the time to invest, in something like that. So, hats off to anybody who can pick up some type of a new skill or has the time to invest in that. Perhaps like in retirement, maybe. I don't know. Again, it takes a lot of strength to do this type of drumming. It's not your average. I guess regular drumming probably is pretty rough, but this you just pound. This one you pound away with the drums. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of you do it. Do I have anybody out there who's done taiko drumming? And does it take a long time to get good at it, and not get good at it, or get conditioned to be able to do it without paying the price the next few days? So get some anime lines because it's Japanese, right? All right. I think that should do it. So just for all of you who don't know, I do these drawings Monday through Friday. And they are on YouTube and Facebook. On Instagram, I will post the finished drawing from the previous day. And you just don't have time, you just kind of want to check out what I did, or you just want to preview. You want to get to that. You want the punchline first, right? So those are the two that I'm on mostly for like a longer videos. And the last one I'm really excited about that I've been doing, just started up recently, is TikTok. And what I do there is I will, it's a different video altogether than what I do here. They're time lapse, they're about 2.5 minutes long, and then I will talk about something real short, but I draw all the way up through the inking stage. So check that out. It's really cool. And those are the 4 places that I'm at. I offer merch, Sketchy Friendler merch, on the AMC Princess Anna website. In the shop tab, we got Sketchy Friendler collection there, and there's a new limited edition digital print, tumbler, mini tumbler, I think a hoodie, definitely a t-shirt, I think. So yeah, check me out on those 4, and also if you're interested in merch, I'm there too. So I think that should do it for today. I always appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon. And I think that's pretty much it for today. And there you go. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.